Are you getting some weird signs from your boss and you're wondering, does my boss trust me? In today's video, that's what we're talking about. Does your boss trust you? I got 6 signs that your boss trusts you. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Ben Preston, author of Harness Your Butterflies and creator of the Career Accelerator program. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, drop me a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm, and then let's jump into the tips. Trust is one of the single most important things on teams. It's one of the most important dynamics or components that makes teams successful. So if you can identify the signs that show that your boss actually trusts you, it helps pivot you or position you in a position where you can start having conversations with your boss about mobility, responsibility, leadership and management roles if you're interested in that. And just in general, it kind of gives you that stable sense of mind that you are okay and you're not, gonna get laid off anytime soon. Yeah, so let's jump into the 6 different signs that your boss trusts you. Number 1, you might be an individual contributor, but the first sign that your boss trusts you is that you are in charge. What I mean when I say that you are in charge is that you might not have the formal authority that your boss has where they manage an entire team, but if you are in charge of, let's say, a specific project or a group of people in an informal capacity, that is to say, if you manage people, or if you're an individual level contributor and you oversee or you lead a project and you're informally leading the people that you work with, that's a really good sign that your boss trusts you, because if your boss is giving you responsibility, and that's really what they're doing, if they're giving you more responsibility, that's a really good sign that your boss trusts you and that they expect that you are going to be able to be a good influence on your coworkers and the rest of the team. And if you're interested in more information on management, or if you're a first-time manager, don't forget to check out my video on first-time managers. I will link to it in the cards and put it in the description below. The second sign that your boss trusts you, you are told sensitive or confidential information. So some people might view confidential information as gossip. What I'm saying in this respect is that if you are getting told confidential information, it's usually information that will impact your team or your group in the future, and it's kind of a way of preparing you for those changes before they actually take place. So this might be sensitive information like, employment changes, operational changes, department changes if there's something happening or restructuring happening in your group. All of those types of pieces of information are really good indicators that your boss trusts you, because they don't want you to go around and tell everyone. And if they're telling you sensitive information that can impact the team or the organization, oftentimes they're telling you that because it's part of your role or you need to know, or that they really, really trust you and they expect you not to misuse that information in a way that wasn't intended. The third sign that your boss trusts you, they want your opinion. If you've noticed that your boss is coming up to you and asking for your specific opinion in a lot of different instances, it's a really good sign that your boss might trust you. Now, some really good managers, and I'm just gonna preface this, some really good managers ask for their team opinion all the time, because really that's what a good leader would do, is make sure that they have all of the information and they're talking to the people that are going to be affected by the project or the workflow, that they want to make sure that they're getting everyone's opinions. But in the instance that your boss is not necessarily the person that is always asking for people's opinions, but they ask for your opinion, that's a really good sign that your boss trusts you. It's a really good sign that your boss trusts you if they're asking for your opinion, because it shows that you have the ability to process large amounts of information and then distill an opinion that your boss can label as reliable and well thought through. And if you are able to communicate that opinion in a very concise way, your boss is going to continue coming to you more and more and more for your opinion, because they trust the outcome and they trust the thought process that you've put in to make that happen. And on that note, if you're looking for more information about how your boss views you, don't forget to check out my video about signs that your boss wants to promote you. I will link it in the cards and put it in the description below. Number 4, you are the go-to person in a crisis. Every team's had it, every group has had it, every company has had it. There's always a moment where things do not go according to plan. And whether it is a large crisis, a high risk, high profile crisis, or it is just something that went wrong, if you are the person that your boss is turning to and saying, I need your help, then you are probably the person that your boss trusts the most. Typically, if you have seen that your company has a crisis or something that pops up and you are the first name that your boss recommends to help with the solution, it's not because your boss is looking for a way to get you out of what the daily work is, or whatever they want, or whatever you might think that they're wanting to do. Usually it's a sign that your boss trusts you because they know that you have not only their best interest at heart, but the company's best interest at heart, which is extremely important, especially when you're trying to talk about affecting workflow, affecting the bottom line, whatever that looks like, whatever that crisis is affecting. Your boss is putting it on your shoulders and saying, I'm expecting you to take care of this, figure out what to do. The fifth sign that your boss trusts you, you are the go-to team mentor. If you have had the conversation with your boss about taking a team member and showing them the ropes, or if it's a new employee or someone who's been there a long time, or an employee that they're really trying to get up to your level, they might say, hey, can you work with this person to help them figure out X, Y, and Z? That's typically how the conversation goes. They won't say, I need you to mentor this person. They'll say, hey, can you teach so-and-so how to do X, Y, and Z? It's not only a sign that your boss trusts you to do the operational and workflow components, which you might be really consistent in, but they also trust you enough to leave you alone with an individual and be able to influence that individual in whatever way that you feel fit in order to get the project and the workflow accomplished. Usually what happens is an employer or a supervisor who delegates responsibility to you in a way that is you overseeing someone or you teaching someone. You can, in theory, teach them a lot of really bad habits. If your boss trusts you, they're saying, when they say, I want you to help this person out, they're saying, I trust your habits, I know your working style, I know that you are the right person to help this person move forward. And that's a really, really big thumbs up for you. And the sixth tip, there are so many, but this one is one of my favorites. If your boss ignores you, that's a sign that they trust you. Now, you might be worried if you haven't gotten a message from your boss recently saying good job or well done, but if your boss is ignoring you, that's kind of a good sign. It might not be the exact thing that you want to hear, but it's a good sign that your boss trusts you, because if they are ignoring you, it means that they trust you enough to have you be autonomous and not need them to micromanage you. On the opposite side, if your boss is micromanaging you, they don't trust you. So if you are kind of a free bird and you kind of do whatever you want within the constraints of the department and the company, your boss trusts you, and that's a really good sign. Thank you so much for stopping by. Those are my 6 signs that your boss trusts you. If you found this video helpful, leave me a comment below. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. I have new videos every Tuesday. And lastly, leave me a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm. I will chat with you later.